I guess the question is, are we all in the same circle of hell?
Oh, yeah, we have to be.
I feel like you guys are going to be on the same slide, just talking casually, and all of a sudden you just hear from the next slide over, you just see fucking dumb shit, and just, it's going down for real!
Yes. Like, do you think Simon's going faster and further than we are? It sure looks like it. Just
whoosh.
We jump onto his fucking slide. We're just like going with him.
He's like,
Fuck
I
our
have
circle.
seen the little Nas X. I shall beat him to the bottom.
Yeah. Hey, I will take a stripper pole to hell. I will take a stripper pole to hell.
You will find me at the gates of hell just barking at the fucking doorman going, let me fucking in!
Listen though, I'm so chubby. I worry that it'll just be, if I'm trying to follow you on the stripper pole, it'll just be skin sounds. Just I'll be like, I'm coming, and I'll be like slowly fireman reversing down the pole.
I feel like you'll be looking straight at the camera that is now there. In a deadpan voice and just going, I have written you a song, and it goes sort of something like this.
Welcome to the Streamless Podcast. Today, I'm joined by Cordelia Chase.
There's a restaurant out there from Eminem called Mom's Spaghetti.
No, are you serious?
I'm fucking serious. I found out last night. We can
That's
get back to
amazing.
that if we want.
Lazy warriors.
I have a healthy sleep schedule.
Okay, I'm calling bullshit on that. Right. And I'd be rich. And I'm Renby. And, whatever doesn't kill you gives you an unhealthy coping mechanism and dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's true.
Truth has been
well,
spit today.
Right? It's just the first part of it. Oh, wow. Ba-ting! Well, hi, everybody.
Hi.
Today, let's be a little bit more focused on streaming. Let's talk about some history of us.
Streaming on Streamless? Oh no!
I know it kind of feels like sacrilege, right? Because we're streamless. Yeah. So curious because I think I'm probably the weirdest, oldest person when it comes to usernames. Like Renfy has been around for ever. I'm trying to remember when Second Life originally came out because that's when Renfy started. And I think it was like 2005-ish, I want to say, is when my name, I started with this name and I have kept it for 16 years. So I am curious. I've never changed it. I've had some iterations of it because douchebags have stole it off of like PlayStation or Nintendo or whatever else. So I've had to, mix in some letters and numbers like an old Angel Fire website. But everyone remembers those, right?
Yeah.
But it's all I've ever had. And like you look me up on Steam and it's like other names known by, not a damn thing. That's it. That's all I've been. But I am curious. I'm curious about the history of like your guys' backgrounds with your usernames and if you ever had a midlife username change. I'm curious. What about you, Simon?
I mean, I changed accounts because I just had enough.
Oh, you like flat out changed accounts? You didn't just switch your name up?
No, I think the account's still out there.
Oh,
the old one.
Who are we stalking?
Yeah, what is the old one and has it been hacked yet?
No, it hasn't.
Good question. Yeah.
No one hacks Liquid Mammoth.
Liquid Mammoth.
Yeah.
Can that be the name of the Lil Sperm EP album? Liquid Mammoth. Because I feel like that needs to tie in together. Also, that name is really fitting for you. Liquid Mammoth.
Why? Hold on.
just cause. Not me writing down Liquid Mammoth. I'll find it later. But was there anything else outside of that? And when was the rise of and the fall of Liquid Mammoth?
I was still doing like my education as a sign technician,
Oh, so
and
this is a
I
while
just
back.
had, yeah, I just had an idea about like, oh, what if we had a mammoth and we put it in a floaty ring?
This more so makes sense of Simon. I'm so sorry. This
And
is
then-
100% you.
Because then it's in water and it's liquid, so it's a liquid mammoth.
Oh my god. Yep, that
And-
sounds about right.
It tracks.
And that was the entire thought process about that.
Yeah.
And I streamed for about 4 months, and I was like, no, this is shit. And then I stopped.
Yeah. And
then,
where did Lazy Warriors come from? And or was that the next one?
That was the next one, yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be, like, Laser Warrior is a little known to everybody. It was supposed to be a 2-man thing.
Oh?
Oh, hold on, unpack. Keep going. Mm-hmm.
Made the account when I was still living with my then roommate, and then he cheated me out of about $800,
Ooh, a drama.
That's a lot of
Okay.
money.
Yeah, it is.
and I just kept the account. Someone took the singular Lazy Warrior, so I kept the S.
Fair enough.
Wow, we got our own little like TMZ level drama on Streamless. I didn't know this. Okay. All right. I thought that's interesting. Now, have you considered possibly changing? Not you don't have to say the name now, but possibly changing something else in the future.
I mean, I want to keep the laser at this point,
Yeah.
but I don't know, something SCP related, if anything. I think
You really are hooked on that SCP.
I like it.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
horrifying.
Yeah, you do. also, you're like, could it be? Could anything be? an
Could it be?
SCP?
Because there is one version where this is an alternate reality. In this reality, SCP is just a fanfic thing.
Mm-hmm.
My mind just wants to matrix and check nothing's plugged into the back of my head. Because, like, if I could turn this off. Oh, sorry, I love you guys. I'll be back in like 3 years. But, like, I just need to take a little bit of a side break. You guys will be there when I get back. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just
Oh, just go
powering
on standby.
down.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'll be back in a little bit. Shunk. Thank you. Spoiler alert. She unplugged her life support. She wasn't coming back.
She took out the wrong plug.
That would be the fucking twist of the movie, wouldn't it? Everyone's just
Great.
sitting there like, oh, we'll get her back just in a coma, and you're just like,
With that exact, like, thwop sound. Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. That's how that would work. Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
Right. That's the only thing. No change in the face. Just the arm shoots to the fucking drip or whatever. Just rips it out and like, yep, this is right.
Like, this is how it was supposed to go. This was the part 2.
The
Spoiler,
doctor and the
there will
family is
be
just
no
standing there like,
sequel.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta go find Liquid Mammoth. I'm sorry. I have a thing to do. I'll be back.
He
I'll find this
exists.
alternate reality.
It
Right?
exists, I promise. It is
The
not
YouTube
just a
channel
myth.
still exists.
The okay, adding to my notes. The YouTube channel still exists. Got it.
Don't remember if I've got anything up on it though.
Dope. Well, I will check that out at a later date and time. Not me doing the stalky. The fucky wucky ooh woo. All right. So Cordy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be in my head forever. Give me some background. What's with you? Any
So
origin
I
story?
think I've touched on this before, so I'll give the super short version. Back in middle school, so circa 98, 99, 2000. Big fan of Buffy. Me and my friends, big fans of Buffy, and we had a notebook we passed around. We all had code names. I ended up with Cordelia, which I was not happy with at the time. Because she was a bitch in Buffy to start out. So, but I ended up with Cordelia Chase, and then at 8th grade, so 1999, 2000,
Your memory caught back up quick because I was trying to do that math in my head, and I was like, we're the same age. When was that? Go ahead.
That's when things started getting more prominent online. So I would join message boards with the username Cordelia. I usually dropped the chase. So like when I could sign up as Cordelia, I signed up as Cordelia. When I couldn't, because someone already took my spelling, because I spell it with an I instead of an E, because it looks better. It looks better. Yeah, if you look at most of the traditional spellings of Cordelia, it's Cordelia. And I do not like the way that looks. So
off with their heads.
Yeah, right. So, but other people spell it that way as well. So I run into clashes. So, you'll find me on various platforms, Gaia Online, certain message boards from ages ago, Neopets, with Cordelia,
are you on Club
Cordelia
Penguin
Chase.
too?
What?
Don't answer that question. So you on Club Penguin too?
No, I was not.
Okay.
So, it was the obvious choice for when I started streaming. Of course, I wanted just Cordelia because with Cordelia Chase, you can run into branding issues later on down the line if you end up bigger. And Cordelia is taken by an inactive account, which has not been purged.
Oh, I do remember the initial swells. We haven't talked about it in quite a while. But there was that first little bit, at least when you were, the first year and a half or so that you were on Twitch that we had started talking.
Yeah.
You were like, this random Cordy bleepity bleep will not get on or get off this name, and I just wanted it.
I know.
It was like you want to subtly put a horse head in their bed, like, hey, get the hint.
Fine.
Let me have it.
Let me find you, and you are gone. You are dead. You are no. Bye.
Exactly.
Because that is more me than Cordelia Chase at this point. Because while I still enjoy Buffy, it is not, and Angel by extension. It is not the basis of my life as it was when I was a preteen teenager.
Yeah.
So, but
any old names or any
no
OGs? No?
I mean, okay. I guess my first email was
emails. Go ahead, tell me.
Okay, so I mashed up Pokemon, Sailor Moon, and my favorite number.
I love it. Hit me with it.
Raichu. SM14.
Oh, bless your soul.
I didn't know what SM would imply. So, the amount of degenerateness that was in the Yahoo chat rooms while I was a teenager towards my name.
I feel like that email belongs in Rule 34.
I was going to say out loud. Oh my god, thank you. I don't know why I was keeping that silent. This is streamless. But no, my mind was like, it's definitely Rule 34 for sure. And then I was like, I don't know if I want to know how to write you in Rule 34. I think I'm okay.
But
listen, I feel like I know you guys well enough to tell you that I know for a fact that exists.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You have saved me a lot of Googling from this random information you have in your head.
But that was literally just my Yahoo name. Raichu SM14 or Raichu or whatever didn't translate to any other platform. It was just, my friends were like, hey, do you have an email? And I'm like, no. They're like, can you make one? And I'm like, how much does it cost? And they're like, it's free. I'm like, okay, I'll make one. Because this is early days in the internet because we're old as fuck.
Yeah.
Kinda. Not really. But
when it comes to internet, I think we are internet elders. Yeah, I'll take that.
So I went home and they're like, yeah, Yahoo accounts are free. I'm like, okay, cool. So I sign up for Yahoo and I'm like, shit, what do I want this to be? Yeah. And I was smart enough not to use my name. Yeah. I was smart enough. So I'm just like, well, my favorite Pokemon is Raichu. I really love Sailor Moon, but I feel like that's too long. We'll shorten that to SM. My favorite number is 14 because all the cool emails have a number in them.
Do we tell her? Do we tell her that only because the original name was taken, so you had to add a letter
I
to our number?
didn't
X
know
to-
at
X
the
to doubt.
time. I'm
so funny.
sorry.
Oh, you're funny. No, I speaking of which, do you remember when there were like random websites that had like no actual, as an adult, like it terrifies me that like a full-fledged adult terrifies me that I had like email accounts with like sketch websites. Like I had an email account at SailorMoon.com or like something SailorMoon.com, and I was like, because I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, and I was so new to it that I was literally like Mercury at SailorMoon.com kind of thing. I don't know if it was exactly .com or .net or whatever,
Right.
but like I was like, I had a little email account. I could open it up and like either Luna or Artemis would be there to let me know if I had an email. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I don't know why I gave them my name or password. Like, I don't know who they were. They probably stole my stuff eons ago and were like, Mercury, SailorMoon.net. Would you like a Capital One credit card? Like, you know, I'm just thinking like they're probably trying to track me down, right? Because like I would. I mean, there was no safety features or anything like that back in the day. You just kind of hope
You
for
did
the
your
best. You were naive, right? And
Yeah.
I was thinking like my Hotmail, my OG email was a Hotmail. And I thought I was so original. I had this phase for a long time, and I still have a version of this somewhat as a trash. Most people I think now have a trash email where they'll give out like, oh, do you want to sign up for this thing like for 5% off? Sure. Here's my trash email. I'm never going to open that email, but here's my trash email.
Yeah.
And but I used to always throw, like, you know my legal name, but like used to always throw an H in it, and there's no H in there, but it was always after the second or after the first letter
Okay.
to make it more of an emphasis on like the Heg, I guess, part. And so, and I had that derivative of like my name with like emu or like rocker or whatever. Like I had at one point in time, like I think it was an email or a username that was literally something broken down, kind of similar to what you had for like your right tuner for things. I was like, I mean, I'm okay. I'm a girl and I consider myself kind of punk, so I literally had the name OK Girl Rocker. You're welcome. It was so basic. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of half punk. Woohoo. I think I had that in middle school. Until like maybe the first year or two of high school. But it was just so basic, and I'm pretty sure I had like 18,000 little Angel Fire little dancey girls with the big baggy pants, you know, to go with it, and all the passive aggressive messages on AIM that I could possibly load, or MSN Messenger. It might have been on MSN Messenger. That might have been when I had it. Those little creepy little blue dudes.
Yep, I remember.
Fucking Messenger.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. For sure. That was like the OG MySpace of just like doing my own thing. What are you gonna do about it? You're just like, oh wow, okay, you're passive. It's cool.
Yeah.
That was back when I was good at flirting.
Oh, well, you were that real age, sex, location kind of person, right? 18 female California? Question mark.
Dude, that was how I got my first girlfriend.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Story time. Internet lover.
I was I met her on this like, this is for friends dating site kind of shit, which is now a fucking cesspool. But it was geared towards like teens and like pre-teens.
Yeah.
So I met her, and then we started talking on MSN because it was a lot easier than the janky chat rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I joined on the age, sex, location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, she was just like, yeah, this guy seems solid. I'm just sitting there like, oh.
Terrifying. Ladies and
gremlin.
gentlemen, if you're ever considering dating Simon, understand on the other end of that line might be a like terrifying character, because I don't know what you just did there, sir. I'm concerned.
I never claimed to be mentally stable.
You know, that's a good point. We did not have that as a requirement for Streamless.
Nope.
Right?
It was actually a perk if you weren't.
Yeah.
I think that's why I got the job.
Yeah. And you're awesome. But hey, we're just gonna leave that there.
Jesus.
So yeah, for some reasons he thought I was like personality-wise attractive, and then there we go.
So, ladiesman _ Denmark will be available after hours.
It's going to be a very lucky dude out there with that name now, getting a lot of messages.
Just a little bit.
It's like, I am not the guy you think I am.
You're like, but aren't you? Aren't you?
Are you sure?
Oh, God.
Do you know who you are?
No, honestly, but ask anybody that question, and I guarantee you're going to be set with a pause of like, man, I don't know. I don't know anymore. No. What, we're 20 months into the pandemic, Lovato? Yeah, I have no idea who I am. No.
I think there have been a lot of existential crises during this whole thing, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, it's been...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's usually one before I shower every day, and then I'm okay after I shower. But, like, you know, it's there's a lot. There's a lot of pep talking, and I'm like, all right, this is fine. Blink, blink, aggressively blink.
This is fine.
So it's like, yes, still thinking about ladiesman _ Denmark. But I know we went in a wide circle around the world here, but getting back to streaming, why do you stream? I have been curious, and I know that, like, I don't know who's known each other longer. Have I known you longer than Simon, or vice versa?
When did Allie get married? Or when was that bachelorette weekend? I don't remember.
2017, I think.
2016?
Don't know off the top of my head. Please don't say it was that far back, because I want to cry.
Regardless, I think I've known you longer, but I've been closer to Simon for longer. Because, like, we had that bonding trip, and then we didn't, like, see each other except for Trey and Allie's parties, like...
2017.
Every so often. Yeah. Okay, it was 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was, I think Simon, I've known longer, been closer to longer, but I've known you for longer overall.
Yeah.
I think we got to know each other like a couple of months to like half a year before you get married.
Yeah, because I got married in 2018.
Oh, well, similar timing. So yeah. Similar.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, because I wasn't sure. Like, I remember, the reason why I asked that is I remember coming to your OG streams when you had, like, the Friday night groups with, I can't remember who it was, playing PUBG a lot.
Yeah, the Loser Squad.
Yeah. And it's so wild to see the evolution to now. And even just year over year, I'm like, fuck. Like, looking at clips and stuff, I'm like, shit has just gotten crispy. Yeah. Like... It's almost like going from like 180p to like 4K to like, you know, or 720, 180, 4K, UHD. You know, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy how things have just kind of like, they grow. But I am curious why you started. I am curious why you stream.
Well, to start out, Kyle was big into streaming at the time.
Right. My friendly neighborhood Ginger. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those things. I'm like, well, he seems to do okay at it. You know, he's got a steady 4 or 5 viewers. I'm like, that's neat. If I can get, you know, a couple of viewers steadily, that'd be nice. You know, I talk to myself while I play games anyway. So what's the difference if I'm streaming? You know, let's plop on this streaming service and just fucking go. And that's pretty much how it started. I did stream from my PC for like a month and a half before it started going to shit.
Oh, no.
And then I became a console streamer for like a year. So, you know, while I saved up to get a new computer. But, yeah, I think the first game I ever actually streamed was PUBG from PC. But then I started getting into like some story games. And then the computer died. So, like, I played Ring Slick Precipice of Darkness, Penny Arcade's game. Never finished it, but I started it.
Oh.
Computer went to shit, so then I switched over to console streaming. and then played mainly PUBG on there for like 6 months. Mostly on Friday nights with the loser squad. And we started switching up games. We tried Fortnite, we tried DBD, before DBD was good.
Yeah.
Debatably. The fandom on that. They hate their own fandom.
Listen, yeah, but we gotta be careful. We'll put a warrant out for our arrests if we say too much about it.
Well, honestly, the people who are
I
hardcore
shouldn't say too much.
The people who are hardcore into DBD, I feel they both simultaneously love and hate DBD.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is no in between.
Mm-hmm.
If they are hard into DBD, they love and hate it. Perfect love-hate relationship.
I back that play. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I then I started streaming. Like I played Tales from the Borderlands on console and Alien Isolation and a whole bunch of other stuff before I got my PC.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got my PC, so I had a face cam again. Excuse me.
Nice.
With it on brand.
Good soup.
Yeah, good soup. And I've continued with the horror and story games for the most part. Although my stream anniversary is coming up. May have already passed by the time this one comes out. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Thinking of possibly doing a small block of PUBG. Just for shits and giggles.
Oh my god, you should just throw it all the way back.
Because I literally have not played in like 3 years. It's been 3-ish years, maybe longer, since I played PUBG. Maybe I'll put in like an hour block for that stream where I'm just like, yo, this is what I used to do. And it's changed so much. Like the game, I think, has changed so much since I played it that I'm going to be completely lost and suck ass at it. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I haven't played PUBG either in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played it.
It's.
I mean, my FPS could never. So let's be honest.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm lucky I can somewhat compete in Overwatch. Right? Like, and it's only against like 6 people. That's it.
But I mean, my evolution is just basic. After the computer, basic stream upgrades. I got a new mic. Like at the time, I started with headset. Then I got a Yeti. Now I have the Wave 3 from Elgato. Webcam wise, I went from the C920 to the Elgato Facecam. And then the way I process things in stream, the Stream Deck helped with multi-action. So now I didn't have to do everything manually. And so like setting up a chatbot helped with sound effects and all of that stuff. So like it was little by little.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because I feel like certain things are like, they joke about how, like D&D, for example, because I've just recently gotten my foray into that like it's an expensive hobby because you end up buying more dice and minifigs and books and expansions and eventually you DM and different things where it just becomes, and I'm like, no, really, the expensive thing is being someone who enjoys a good PC, because it doesn't really matter what you're doing. You're always thinking about how I can upgrade something, right? Or make the experience better or different. And I was like, I mean, we won't talk about me making a mistake at Micro Center a little bit ago, but like, it's very easy to walk in and walk out with a lot of new stuff with not a lot in your cart. And it's simultaneously like instant gratification and also like, and it's regret. Yeah. Partially don't regret it now, like I love it, but like it's I'm still thinking about the next thing. Like I just got this cam and it's all right. Don't love it, but I probably have to work on my lighting too. That might make it better. But like I am already thinking about that like SLR or the the really good, like I'm just gonna call it the D-Tune level camera, because let's be honest, like the person looks gorgeous in any light, but like the cam they've got right now, just like wow. The the next best thing. I need to have a permanent location. I think when I get to our new living situation, we'll have that. But, better soundproofing, better this, better that. And then I'm like, oh, like, I want my background to be full of just everything. Like, you have yours. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Like, partially anxious because a lot of stuff. But at the same time, looks really cool. And I'm like, this is that. I've got Lord Agar the Third, my gelatinous cube.
I have a bed.
Yes. Yeah.
You also have your disc plates.
Yeah, you usually don't show your bed when you're streaming, dude. But yeah, you get your plates right there. Yeah. So I mean, but it's just things, right? You're just like, oh, I could do this, I could do that, and like I see your Stream Deck XL, and I'm like, I don't need it.
Oh,
but I want it. And then when it comes to chairs, like this chair's only a few years old, but like I'm in all the time, all day pretty much. And one of the armrests have kind of worn down, and I'm like, well, that's it. The chair's dead. And I'm like, the chair's not dead. But like my mind's like, but the next chair. And I'm like, we haven't even justified paying what we paid for this chair. Why are we moving on to the next? But the whole setup just seems to get more and more and more like, yeah, okay, that's the next thing. And it just doesn't stop. There's no terminal end to it, But what were you going to say, Cordy?
Oh, if I may bring up one thing about the Stream Deck XL. So, like, I've had the standard mid-size Stream Deck for a couple years now, almost 3.
Yeah.
And I've, consistently been like, man, I need more room. I need an XL. So, like, I get the XL. And I start setting it up, and I'm like, okay, there's so much room now. What do I do with it? And how do I make it not a mess? Because it is totally a fucking mess right now. Like, I've got buttons everywhere. And, like, it's nice, but it's like, oh, no, I can't just reach down and boop without looking. I have to, like, navigate the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because the mid-size Stream Deck, I don't know about the mini. I know Simon has the mini. The mid-size, the very middle button on the mid-size has that little groove that pops out to tell you that that's the very center. Yeah. The XL has nothing like that on the buttons at all.
Oh, that's wild.
Like, they're all just regular buttons. And I'm like, a little bit of guidance here would be nice. Like how the F and J key on your keyboard has the little bumpy do. Give me 2 of those on the XL, please. And I will be a happy camper. But anyway, that sorry.
Don't mind
I needed
me.
to bring that up.
I'm writing down Bumpy Doo because that's the best term I've heard.
Bumpy Doo, yes.
Bumpy Doo.
It's a highly scientific term used by all the hottest experts on the subject.
Yes, it's a Bumpy Doo. That's a
specifically hottest.
Yes.
Not most respected.
Exactly.
Or best. But they do look good and they have their dumpy.
Oh my god. That's great.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hijack you, but
no. That's awesome. No, it is good to know because I thought about it, but I was like, it's almost like when I have my random car discussions with you occasionally. I'm like, I really want this massive ass SUV that they have here. It's called either Yukon or Tahoe. I am 5'3". I am no children. I have a dog who is knee height maximum, who would never make it into this car without like a lift. And I have absolutely no need whatsoever for it. But I want it. And it just, it's like, I get the whole, like, it's a big Stream Deck. You're like, yes, I want it. And now you're like, shit, what do I do with it? Okay.
This is also going to sound really weird. And this is my slight bit of potential anal retentiveness.
I was waiting for you to... Did you hear that mental pause? I think we both did of between anal and retentiveness. Go ahead. I think Simon and I both entered a pause, even though you didn't do it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Mid-size
record scratch.
Mid-size Stream Deck is odd number by odd number. So you have a center row and a center column.
Yes.
XL is 4 rows and 8 columns. So there is no true center.
I want that.
And that bugs me because I can't,
Simon.
like, that. You can't center something.
Can you imagine if Bulldog over here had a XL? You would just keep changing avatars. It would just be
No. I would keep changing voices.
Yeah, he would.
I would have a whole section, just 2 buttons, one on each side, which says back to main bit, and then onwards to whatever the fuck next. And the sounds part with the sounds would just be one half of the stream deck would be voices, the other would be soundboard. I would be a 90s radio show, okay?
on
Morning,
air.
like morning, all the goofy sound effects and like, or
Yes.
boing.
Oh, wow.
I need an on-air lamp now.
There you go. Right
There,
there.
hang that behind you on your wall somehow. Beautiful, perfect.
But it has to say less than sexy on air.
But then, as soon as
Aw.
you start shutting down mentally because you can't figure out something, you just click it off. Like, not on air. Oh shit, the brain's gone offline. What do we do?
Make it fucking flicker, just...
Oh, like a creepy motel vacancy. Yeah, please. I would love that. Just off air. Yeah.
One of the letters don't work, so everyone's like, who the fuck is V-Cancy?
Yes. Yes, please. Please, can you just buy a pre-used sad light that just kind of flickers and it could be a fire hazard, but like,
Hold
you know,
on,
you
let
want
me
it
go
anyway.
to Facebook Marketplace
Oh,
looking
God.
for sad lamp.
Hello, my name is looking for sad lamp. Sad lamp, hello. Hello.
Hello.
But
Here's some hot sad lamps in your area.
oh, Jesus Christ. Hot shingles in your area. So we went around a whole
Simon?
entire bend like we usually do. But Simon, what? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, Simon, tell us about your
What-
streaming journey.
Why do you stream? Tell us about your journey.
I stream because there is transmission and direct communication, which is back and forth. Those are 2 main types of communication that exists in this world as of entertainment media. I used to do YouTube, which is transmission, and I don't work with that type of communication, so I went to streaming.
Yeah.
And I did YouTube because I sucked at talking to new people.
You know,
So I thought I would force myself into a new thing where I had to talk to new people.
it's so funny. You crack me up because sometimes you're so like clinical in your description of things, and sometimes you're just like, "Yeah, dude, bulldog." Like you just you don't really know like where we're going, right? Like you're like, there is transmission, and I'm like, did I step into college? What happened here? Like, hold on. So, what did you used to do on YouTube though? Tell me about that.
Really, really shitty gameplay videos. Where I tried to be stupid professional and had no idea how to do it.
Okay.
You should have written yourself scripts, but you never did you?
Oh God! Oh, you're hoping for a lot. I didn't do that either. Oof. But I would stream on. I never did an independent video. But yeah.
I would be like, trying to like, oh yeah, this worked for this streamer, talking like this. I'm gonna talk like that. That's cool. Didn't work. Because
Oh.
I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about your
Oh.
evolution on Twitch?
Yeah.
I have hair.
This is true.
Wow.
You used
I
to shave
mean,
your head
okay.
all the time. All the
Oh,
time.
don't worry. This, by the way, you're welcome. This jackalope the other day in stream talked about shaving his head again. And I said, Cordy and I would kill you. And I made sure that he knew that on stream.
I think he understands, for me at least, because I've been hounding him about that all the time. That I do not like when you shave your head, Simon. He knows this.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Listen. That's my girl. Make her mad. I'm gonna follow her to battle. So, I am just saying, I don't have a great axe yet, but I'm working on it. So,
I have stump daddy.
consider, as Glow would say, consider not doing that. Okay.
He's although during the summer it's fine. like, because he gets hot and they don't have air conditioning readily.
You're giving him a
Very hot.
You are hot, okay?
Oh!
And Renvi is done with her bullshit.
Renvi needs a pickup. Can someone come get me? Audience, someone send me a lift. I need to get out of here. No. So,
but
why do you?
So you have hair.
Yeah. What do you think like you've done in terms of how you started and where you are now in terms of everything, like gaming? Have you changed your types of games, how you interact with your community, the types of communities you've been a part of? Because you've gone through like stream teams too and different stuff like that. And like, so where do you feel like you tell us about it? Give us your history.
I mean, I used to. If you're looking at how I act on camera now, I used to be incredibly uncomfortable being, first of all, on cam and then speaking to people in a chat room or in a chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like looking at that and then moving forward, I've definitely grown to a point where I'm very comfortable about being an awkward fuck who does really shit jokes and hit on everybody.
Oh, wait. That's me too. Go ahead.
Oh.
That is not me.
Oh!
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
But I've noticed, because I've been watching your channel for a while, I've noticed evolutions. First off, you don't get as scared by your alerts anymore.
No, that's actually true.
But when they do, it's just fucking chef's kiss.
Your lighting has greatly improved. I believe you got a new camera at some point. You did get a new mic.
Yeah.
So like you act, and you don't have styrofoam in your window anymore.
You don't know that.
Oh.
I mean, you might for the winter to help keep insulation, but
That's actually
you had
not a
cardboard,
bad idea.
didn't you? You had cardboard too at one point, didn't you?
Cardboard and styrofoam,
I
yes.
remember the cardboard. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
I was a classy broad back then.
Oh my god. Yes, please.
But Renvi, you said that you talked about your background, but like your physical background, but you never actually talked about why you started streaming or in your streaming journey. So you want to give us a little insight on that?
Yeah. So, funny enough, a lot of this will have momentary nods to Cordy on it, but originally started streaming before I met you, and I was streaming with a group of people on YouTube. We would play games like Friday the 13th, and I used to be very heavy into that, and then Dead by Daylight when I was heavy into that, which is cracks me up because it's been uninstalled for like well over a year. But I was considering streaming, watching a streamer who I had been watching for a while, and they were like, you should start doing it. Just go ahead and do it. Like, just start. It's great. I enjoy it. It's fun. Try it out. And I was like, well, okay, I'll give it a try. And I didn't have, or I had just had a very basic PC. I don't think I had a like gaming PC yet. And I had a PS4. And I loved the Uncharted series. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just try streaming it. And I did the worst faux pas ever. I didn't start from like the beginning of the game. I started at like the middle end of the game. And it's okay. All that evidence is on YouTube. You can go find it if you want. It's, guess what? Under Renvi, which the name has not changed in 16 years. And now I just use that YouTube, honestly, to offload my 24-hour streams so I can keep that information. But I didn't have a camera. I would just stream from what the PlayStation format was, like to like YouTube or even like Twitch, I think, at the very beginning. And it was like, I didn't have even a PlayStation camera. So it was like just a little avatar. I think it was like little jellyfish dudes. And then the chat would be on the side there where it just kind of like would roll over. And people showed up, which was bizarre to me. Now I look at where I'm at now and I'm like, why did anyone ever come? That was horrible. And because you do that whole kind of like self-reflection as you want to grow and you want to get better and you're like, wow, I don't know why anyone came or supported. And I was getting close to the possibility of getting, at the time, monetization on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And then I won't say it was Schmogan Paul, but like something happened around the YouTube time frame of some celebrity screwing something up on YouTube that changed a lot of their facets of how they would monetize people. And so I was like, well, the hope I had to get there just got dashed.
Mm-hmm.
And not that it's something that I've ever done it just to like keep money. Most of the money I get, unless I have to pay for stream, usually 85% of that goes to charity. So I just wanted to be able to do that and do this so I could use that money for charity.
Right.
And so I met this really random person named Cordy, kismetly on a trip up north. They were talking about they're on Twitch and that they stream. And I was like, oh, hey, no, that's pretty dope. We both stream. And the benefits of Twitch versus YouTube. And so I think it was maybe like a month after that I hopped over from YouTube to Twitch. And I still spent a year and a half, 2 years without a camera, and disjointed schedule, and kind of did whatever when I could figure it out. But I think we all kind of had to figure out our schedules in our lives, at least you and I. And we're pretty much consistent now of days.
Well, that comes when, at least for me, when my job changed and I had a steady working schedule.
Yeah.
When I was working McDonald's and the credit union, I did not have a steady schedule at all. There was no way. My hours changed week by week, which is the situation that Simon's in currently.
Yep.
So,
which is, mine changed roughly around the time that, I won't say my job changed, but my job altered, meaning I went home full time. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, okay, I don't have to race home from work and figure out dinner and, and everything else and change and get ready and yada yada. I could just literally be like, and close laptop lid, off duty. And then, put my aviators on and slide over the next, you know what I mean? So,
right.
And then I definitely went through some issues with growth for quite a while. I was just very stagnant, and then I was losing a lot of people, and I was really concerned that this was not for me and maybe I should quit. And I thought about it last year very heavily, last fall actually. And I remember talking to you about it, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think I'm getting anywhere. And you're like, well, try Facecam. And I was like, all right, I guess. And I was very self-conscious. The only ones who had seen me before were you guys, in Discord or offshoot calls. I didn't feel comfortable, which is a big tap to you guys, let you know that I feel safe around you guys with my camera. But
we
I
love
didn't
you
feel
too.
publicly safe. Oh, I love you. And it wasn't until that first stream, I literally had a panic attack the entire way through. And but I started after about a month of doing streams getting a little bit more okay, but I wouldn't say my confidence was there on cam until probably middle of this year.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I can do this. And now I just know, when certain people show up, or it's the same kind of effect, I feel like, when I'm in your channel and you hear sound alerts and you don't have to look anymore. You're just like, welcome on in. And then you're like, are you going to be a shitlord today? You get used to having those conversations with people, right? And you're like, what's happening. And you're like, oh, hey, there's so-and-so. And you have that kind of running joke, but they can see your reactions. And I think that's probably been the biggest thing for me, because I don't know why my chat, God love them, love to just scare the crap out of me.
It's because they get such a big reaction out of you. That's why.
Because my nerves are we've been shot for decades, and you want to scare us now? Enjoy, but it's definitely been. It's to the point now where I can't imagine not having a camera. Which I can tell you, last year I would have been like, I don't think I need it. I'll be fine. I'll grow anyways. And I wasn't. And I grew significantly since I did that. I mean, things have slowed down this year, but from then to now, it's definitely been 150 plus people that have come on board since then. I'm almost to 400 now, so it would be almost 200 people, which would be insane. Because I was at 150, 175 last year, and I was like, this is as good as it's gonna get. So I think that's helped people be able to actually see genuine reactions out of me and play games. So, but I'd say like the bigger thing too is I've gotten bigger into the ability to do more for charity and do more for Extra Life and to be wrapped around that. And I enjoy that that's a piece of a major component of my channel. So, and streaming. So that's why I continue to do it. It really is the shitlords. And I really do have some charity sugar mamas, and it's really weird, but I love them. And it's great. One in particular is Amy for sure. And so it's nice to have that. And then I've got my secret little weapon over here who also donates sneakily. So it's nice. I enjoyed it a lot, but that's definitely my history for sure. It's weird to think of. I went from this PlayStation middle of the game, oh god, YouTube, to now with different things, like bots and alerts and channels and sound effects, and there's so much more though. It's so funny because I feel like even all of us, as advanced as we can be, we've only scratched like this fucking surface of stuff that we can do in streaming, and that's just, it's cool, but like anxiety inducing at the same time because there's so many things you can do. But I like where I'm at now. I like where I've come to. Yeah.
But I mean, that's one of the interesting things about streaming is you can put so much more into it no matter where you are in your journey. And it's whether or not you are comfortable doing so, whether you or not you want to put in the effort. You know, because for some people this is just a hobby, which, you know, it is for me, but there's different levels of hobbyism. Yes, I know that's not a word, but you know what I mean.
Hey, I'm with you.
Yeah. So like
we get you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like there's some people who are like, I'll stream when I feel like it, like once a month.
Yeah.
And that works for them. And that's you stream more than once a month, dude.
It's a month.
Well, stream when I
feel like
it.
That.
Yeah.
Then there's the people who stream when they feel like it, but it happens to be at least once a week. You know. And then there's the people that have different weekly schedules because they have to work a job. And then there's people who have set weekly schedules like myself and Renvi. And like, and then you start getting into the people who are trying to make streaming their job. You know, so they're constantly improving things. They're constantly promoting things. They're constantly getting in contact with brands and doing promotions and all of that, which is beautiful and wonderful. It is not for me. I do not need that level of stress in my life. You know, I do not want to try to push for full time and then hope to God that, you know, a year down the line after I go full time streaming that, you know, for that year, people are like, woohoo, we're going to support you. And then all of a sudden it's gone. Like, I don't.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I give a lot. I'm right there with you. I give a lot of props to people who can do this like full time, but my biggest fear is, and I've seen a few people who have made partner and have gone full time, and then they have, which I can see would happen to me, they have a pretty massive depressive episode, and then they don't come back as quickly or as healthy. Then that time off, that's your money. That's your, like, it's no longer a hobby, right? It's now your income. And I just would be so nervous to be so reliant on individual people to support my life. Like, I like the security of hiding behind an organization that pays me every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be so scared, and I think it would be terrifying. Would it be cool to be big? Sure. But I agree with you. Like, the whole reaching out to different deals and this and that, and I just... No.
And I also understand that once you get to a certain point, management teams are a thing that you can do. You can hire a management team so that they kind of handle that stuff with you, and you can have final say, yes or no, and everything.
Yeah.
But again, you have to get to a certain level. You have, you know, and then, but even if this is a hobby, you see somebody do something really awesome on their stream. You're like, how did you do that? And they're like, oh, I'll give you the link to show you how to do it. And then you do that, and then you realize how much work it is. And you're like, is it worth the work that I'm going to be putting in for this?
Exactly. Yeah, return on investment is a huge thing. Yeah. Is it worth my time and effort?
Honestly, right now, I use Streamlabs OBS to stream. I'm looking at switching over to OBS Studio, which, because that opens a lot more opportunities for different, I don't want to say gags, but different things will work with OBS Studio that will not work with Streamlabs OBS. So there are there are certain things that I'm like, maybe I want to try to implement that, like give it a shot, but I can't do it with slobs. So I'm probably, when I swap computers, I'm probably going to switch over to Streamlabs, or not Streamlabs, OBS Studio.
Yeah.
Right.
So, just get a clean, fresh start, redo my whole stream deck. Oh my God, that's going to suck,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
This way I can level up my stream a little bit at a time.
Yep, like we do that just another couple hundred, right? It's like, we'll just do this, we'll just do that, and it becomes a sunk cost that you're like, what did I do? It looks pretty now. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna call out my husband here, Mr.
Yes.
I think I want to stream, so buys camera, buys the same mic I have, buys fabric drape for green screen, buys a stream deck, buys a expensive headset. Like, he's got all of this stuff, and he's trying to do everything all at once without learning slowly, which is how I think all of us learned.
Yeah.
You add things little by little.
I'm very curious because you're both probably introverted misanthropes, but you're both very introverted, and so you at least talk. I don't think I've heard more than collectively a sentence from Jesse in years, ever, lifetime. So I'm just curious on how he would be stream-wise, because I just imagine him just being, with all this high tech, and just being mute. And not because he's on mute, it's because he's just mute. And I'm real interested, because I would say in terms of the, we joke sometimes about how our camera lights are when we're doing this live recording, because we see each other, audience, somewhere if we're doing this for our reactions and such. But usually my screen is the brightest in the room, and then Corey's is the darkest, right? And in my mind goes, well, your dad is probably the most loud and extroverted person, and then there's you, and then there's Jesse. And I'm like, so my mind goes, how's that? Am I wrong? Where the lies, right? So I'm like, how's that gonna work? I wish him luck. But I'm just curious.
And I'm trying to teach him I set him up with slobs. I'm like, Streamlabs OBS, yes, that is for you. You are not very computer technically minded, so Streamlabs OBS, definitely. But him trying to learn everything.
Yeah.
No, this is not going. It's not going great. We'll just leave it at that. But to get back on his quietness level, Simon is the best at emulating the sound that Jesse makes when we're in VC. And I'm like, hey, Renvi and Simon, say hi. What's the noise he makes? Yep, pretty much. Just a slightly lower
stream
register.
Of. I was like, how you doing? I can't, I'm always extra level bubbly, so I was like, oh my God, how you doing? How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. I realized it was a weird time to visit at one time, but it's just, like, are you secretly married to a zombie? I'm curious. Have they said brains at any point? So it'll be interesting. But yes, I understand the mad dash to do everything all at once, perfect on the first try. It's just you learn it, and you get comfortable, and you change things, and you determine what's best or what's next. And so it's gonna be a lot of let's go. Hope for the best. But even the bots and different things and the processes and stuff. I mean, I had you help me with figuring certain things out, and I was like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then I had for the longest time, on the right side, you got a little note of do this first, then this, then this, then this. You know what I mean? And then making sure I did that. And now it's like if something happens, I'm like, oh, my bot's not working. I can troubleshoot it, or I can fix this, or I can whatever. And but it wasn't intuitive, and I definitely couldn't have had everything all at once. Bam, here you go, and I'd be like.
Well, why do you think he hasn't started yet?
Yeah. Well, that's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I do enjoy the because you start out streaming and you're like, oh yeah, I wanna like. Some people go in and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna make a career out of it, and then there's people like me who go in and they start out going, yeah, I mean, I'm play games anyway, might have some fun, and then you get your first view and you're like, oh my god, now I need to be perfect.
There is that early on set like perfectionism, and you're just like, oh my god, the 3 people who are here are gonna hate me if I don't do X, and it's like, no,
Right.
no, just be genuine. They'll still come.
I was just sitting there like feeling bad for playing a game that came out 2 years ago. Why am I not giving them the newest and best fucking content?
Yeah.
They're gonna leave me. Why? And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna pop balloons.
Right. And people still fucking show up for that. Like,
I don't care.
because there are that's something else to be said. Is some people show up for the game. You know, like when I played Control, there were like 5 people who would steadily come in to watch me play Control.
Yeah.
I've only seen one of them since, and only on occasion. And then there are the people that come in for you. And that, I would say that makes up like 90% of your viewer base are people that come to see you and your personality and who you are.
That's such a big heartwarming hit, and I it was weird to me to hear it from somebody, and I'm sure we've all had this at some point, which is just, it's mind-blowing to hear. But when someone's like, you're my favorite streamer, like, what? Like, you like look behind you like, me? Like, what do you mean? Like, that's bizarre that I'm someone that you're like, this is who I want to be. Like, I'm there for you. Like I said, games be damned, right? And it's like, that's like the most heartwarming thing you could possibly hear. Like, that's, thank you. You know, like big sniffles, you know? Yeah.
I'll hear it. The camera's gonna zoom in on my face and I'm like, are you drunk?
That's like when I stop by and drop off a sub and you're like, I don't know how to react. And I'm like, twat, we've been friends forever. What do you mean I don't react? Accept the fucking sub. Like, it's just like,
Take the damn
what do you mean?
compliment.
And I'm like, I can't undo it, so just be happy. I take the damn.
You'll have my money and you will like it.
The damn
Okay.
compliment. Okay? So I'm like, the fuck is this? No. Deal with it. But yeah, it is really nice to know. I think one of the things too that you had that was a really good point early on, where you were, you know, we talked about like games to play, and I had that same kind of thought that Simon was talking of, like, I don't have the newest thing, and don't have the newest thing because you're so oversaturated, you know, with that area. Like, a great one is like when Resident Evil Village came out, like everyone was like, step on me, mommy. Like, if you played that out the gate, like the first week, no one was going to see you. You know what I mean? You were going to have maybe your consistent viewers, but you weren't going to bring in any new, you know, because they are looking at the big names and things like that. But like any big game, like, you don't have to be on the hot button of everything, you know, like you can play the games that you want and people will still come. And that's the best part. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, my advice, I mean, if you want to be big, chances are you're going to have to play a popular game and be great at it. Not just good.
Legendary.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
You will be at the bottom of a 6,000 line list.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you enjoy playing that game, by all means, go for it. But play the games you love because it will show. Especially, I mean, it will show in your voice if you don't have a face cam. It will show on your face if you do.
Yeah.
You know, that you are enjoying yourself, that this is your type of game. You know,
Stop it,
so,
Simon.
I mean, legitimately, I enjoyed playing PUBG at the time. Is it my thing now? Not so much.
No, but it's a part of your growth and your character. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I go on.
I'd love to play Golf Simulator for the next 12 hours. That sounds fun.
I mean,
Okay,
if that's your
farming
thing,
simulator.
there are people.
Hey, don't knock my sugar beets.
I just love when you say sugar beets. And so I just kind of poke the bear occasionally to hear it. Yes.
But I mean, starting out with PUBG, you know, I had like 2 viewers consistently, and that was my dad and like one of my loser squad teammates would pull me up if they weren't streaming. Like that was it. Because PUBG at the time was huge, and so I was all the way at the bottom of the list. Nobody was going to find me. I didn't understand how things like that worked, but once I started branching out into other game types that I enjoy, that's when the growth started to happen. Yeah. That being said, there's also like your growth, your concurrent viewers are going to change throughout the year, no matter what. Yeah. Like during the pandemic, my numbers were like really good because people were home all the time. They couldn't go anywhere, so they tuned in. Now that things, even though, you know, the panini's still going on, even though things are going back to more quote unquote normal. Yeah. So people are able to go out and see a show or something. So they're not coming in as much. And to a certain extent, it's a little disheartening because you see that number dropping. You're like, oh, is it something I'm doing? But then you have to realize people are getting back to their lives. School's back in session at this point. So any of your teenage viewers who didn't say, you know, who lied and said they were over 18, you know, any of your teenage viewers, they might have, if you're streaming on a school night, they might not be able to stay up as late, you know? So it's just one of those things that you have to take other things into account when you're looking at your numbers. And trying to not get disheartened is one of the most difficult things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, I hear you. I got very disheartened. I had to turn my viewers off because I can't look at it. I had to just go assume that there's a audience, you know, and just kind of roll with it. And because I used to get very concerned if I only had like X amount of viewers, like I'm not doing good. And now that I just have it turned off, I'm like, if you're here, you're here. When you're here, you're family. We are not Olive Garden. Sorry, there are no salad, no breadsticks. But you know, so. Yeah. But no, I think it's sage.
Yeah, I don't look at my viewer count until after the stream. I'll look at the stream summary that Twitch.
I don't even look anymore. See, all. I don't think I've checked a stream summary in like 6 months.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't necessarily. If I feel like it was a bad stream, I won't look until the next day because I don't need that extra little hit. But I like looking at it. Yeah. I like looking at it because it does let me know, you know, say things haven't changed. You know, like we're in the middle of the pandemic, numbers are up and everything, but I changed a game. Yeah. You know, are people not showing up because of the game? Like, I always see a jump in numbers when I play Phasmo. Period. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah, like, I always have a higher number on Phasmo days. And it's not just because now that I've been playing it every other Saturday instead of every week, every Saturday. Yeah. Phasmo days definitely show higher numbers than my other Saturdays.
But you also have community involvement on those days, too.
That is true.
That's a thing where which is helps. It helps a lot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think with me, I like that piece. I like my set days and my schedules with the groups that I work with, but I like having that fun, which I'm building offline in Discord. And I enjoy that kind of community. Mm-hmm. Whereas like I don't know if I would be like, all right, anybody who wants to jump in on this, because I've got some people that I'm like, I don't think you'd be safe for stream, but I don't want to bring it up on stream that they are not safe for stream, and the answer is no. You know, so but you have good community involvement, so that will definitely be high days for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
I've got people that's not safe for modding.
Yeah, I know.
Wait. So, am I lucky to have the sword that I've got?
What? Yeah, Joji's not gonna get it. No. I'll tell you what.
You know what's funny? Him, but I was actually really shocked that I had one and Joji didn't, and I was like,
Have you talked to the man?
Yes, but
he doesn't. He is not supposed to have that amount of power. He knows this. I have said it live.
Yeah. I can see it because yes, I've talked to him. Yeah, okay, good point. So I had to think about that for a hot second. Sorry, Joji, not sorry, but so no, that makes sense. We have that. Yeah, we all have a few chaotic people that were just like, yeah, they're family.
Here, have a VIP badge instead.
Yeah, and just kind of stay over there.
I will admit, I've got a couple of people like recent additions to to my degenerate family
Yes.
Yeah.
that I could definitely see going as mods because I know they're gonna be like fucking bloodhounds.
Yeah. You said
I'm like, here,
when you said additions to family, I found out I now have 6 stream children. And I'm a little concerned I don't have enough life insurance to take care of all of them. I was like, I may have messed up, and I have 4 different parents. Yeah. So I got around a lot. But yeah.
it's one of those things like you have to find the good balance. If you want savage mods, you need to find the good balance between here's the rules and I'm gonna follow them, and the oh boy, here I go slamming again.
Oh my god. Okay.
You need that good balance.
Yeah. A little snark, a little band hammer. It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And obviously they have to bully the streamer. That's just a requirement.
Yes.
Oh, well, I fucking win. Moving on. Perfect. Well, if we had to find you and your bullying crew, where can we find you on social media, Simon?
I'm on Twitter as Warriors Lazy and TikTok and Twitch as Lazy Warriors. Am I anywhere else? I don't think so.
So proud of you. We're so proud of you. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
Cordy, where can we find you?
You can find me on the 3 T's, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, at Cordelia Chase, Cordilia Chase. And Renvi, how about yourself?
Yep. So I'm gonna ruin all of your souls and fracture it right now. I joined TikTok, so you can find me on Twitter at Renegade G, and you can find me on TikTok. Twitter will lead you to my Twitch and everything else, but TikTok I am on as Renvi, but it's RH3 and VIII, and I have about 6 videos out there right now.
Yeah, I
Kind of
haven't
exciting.
uploaded anything in forever. But
So,
thank you, anxiety and
yay.
depression.
Spoiler, they're clips. They're nothing OG content wise, so it's all good. But yeah, I was like, I have something to add to this social media bundle. Look at me.
Yay.
Moving and shaking.
Yay!
Small
Did I
claps.
survive a night at Five Nights at Freddy's? Because that was in sync. Yay! Yeah.
It's the most subdued Five Nights at Freddy's.
Right.
It's kind of like, yeah.
And if you'd like to get a hold of us at this lovely podcast, we have a Twitter, StreamlessP, and an email, streamlesspod@gmail.com. Feel free to send us anything and everything. We would love to hear from you, and especially if you've commissioned some art for us, we would love to see it. But until next time, bye!
I'm not.
Wait,
gonna
you
win
didn't do the
this.
long one this time? Oh, god damn it. Bye.